I'm currently in Melbourne. I'm staying at the Park Royal Hotel at the airport, and I've just flown in on Qantas Cure 480 from Perth. Tomorrow I'm flying back on Virgin Australia, and so I thought it was a good opportunity to do a bit of a comparison video of the business class product on the Airbus A330. Both flights are morning flights, so it gives a good opportunity to compare similar services with breakfast being offered on both Qantas and Virgin.
So welcome aboard Qantas Airbus A330. This was my seat 7A. It's a window seat but also has direct aisle access. You can see there that when you arrive there's a blanket and a pillow, as well as headphones and a large screen for your in-flight entertainment. Nice little welcome message there with the flight number and your seat. Plenty of legroom, and these seats can go into a fully flat bed. For this morning flight I didn't use that. The great thing about seat 7A and its counterpart on the other side of the aircraft is that it comes with this extra storage space due to it being just behind the door and in a second sort of mini cabin. There are two windows with where the third one you would expect to be is blocked off. I think there's cabling and stuff that runs down there. Plenty of storage. There's storage nooks all over the place. Also a tray table that folds out, and the seat controls are within easy reach when you're at your seat using this panel here, including the do not disturb button, which makes the seat number change color from white to red. You can see there's some storage there for iPads and headphones, a light for reading, and you get a pair of Qantas branded headphones as well. There's also plenty of options to charge your devices. There's both a universal plug and a USB, as well as a place to plug in your headphones. And the screen here that you can see in-flight entertainment, Qantas has a pretty good selection of in-flight entertainment, lots of TV, box sets, as well as heaps and heaps of movies. And it's all very responsive here using touch, which you can see on the screen, but you can also use a controller if you like to sit back and use a handheld device, which you'll have a look at in just a moment. But you can see how it responds there to touch, a very responsive screen on these business suites. So the tray table comes out from the side console there. It moves in and out very smoothly and pulls out fully when you would like to use it for either working on or for your meal. And on the side here you can also see that there's a handheld controller that I mentioned before, and this is for use on the in-flight entertainment screens, as well as a mirror if you need to check out your appearance during the flight. Now, for several years Qantas has been using menus in business class on domestic business class flights, and you can see here the menu for this morning's breakfast service. There is a range of different things you can choose to start with your main courses, and then a little refreshment a little bit later on with coffee and a very tasty cookie, which I do recommend.
If you lose your electronic device at any time, please avoid moving your seat or trying to retrieve it, as phones and tablets may be destroyed if they're
Missed anything, sign your safety card or speak to a crew member. Whether you're starting your journey or coming home, welcome aboard. If you need anything, just ask the crew. They're here to help, so follow their instructions at all times. Have a great flight.
Qantas provides noise cancelling headphones at each business class seat, and these are adequate, but they're not as high quality as those that I found on other airlines, and in fact I much prefer to use my Bose noise cancelling headphones on Qantas flights. Now, usually on a Qantas flight in business class, you'll get a welcome drink served. On this particular flight, we didn't have that, but as soon as the aircraft was airborne and levelled off, the crew did come around with the drink service. The other thing you'll notice is that there wasn't any hot towel service on this flight, which again is quite unusual for Qantas, but otherwise the service on board was excellent, and the crew were friendly and attentive. This is how the table is set up just before the main course comes out, and you can see the starters there of breads, a muffin, and the yogurt. The muffin and the bread was served warm, and it also came with artisan butter and the option to have some jam if you would like it as well as filter coffee. For the main course, I ordered the eggs. They came poached, as well as the halloumi cheese there, and a relish, which was quite tasty. Eggs can be a little bit hit and miss on an aircraft, particularly with the pressurization and the altitude, but these ones were poached perfectly. They were nicely cooked on the outside and still a little bit runny on the inside, which was perfect. A little bit later, they brought out some more coffee and also that spiced ginger cookie, which again is one of the highlights, a little treat whilst at 37,000 feet. And then just to check out what the business class bathroom looks like, on Qantas's A330s doing the coast-to-coast or transcontinental services in Australia, there's only one bathroom for business class passengers. This is located up the front of the aircraft, and this is what it looks like here. On some of the longer haul A330-200s, there are two bathrooms for business class passengers.
3 a.m. Please stay seated until the captain switches off the seatbelt sign. If you can reach your mobile phone, you may turn off flight mode now. Today we'll be exiting through the forward doors. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes is not permitted while disembarking or throughout the terminal. If you're leaving us here in Melbourne, your bags will be available in the baggage claim area. Today your baggage carousel is number 4. If you are continuing on to an international flight, make your way to the international terminal for departure. For Jetstar domestic flights, you'll need to collect your bags and make your way to a Jetstar check-in located in Terminal 4 with the Qantas ground team if you do need any help. Just a reminder that if you are opening up the overhead lockers, that your bags may have moved and could fall out, so please take care. And don't forget to check in and around your seat and seat pocket for any personal items. Once again, please remain seated until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. On behalf of your captains Graham Dow and Glenn Barrett and First Officer Alex Coss, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us. We hope you've enjoyed your flight across with us from Perth this morning, and we do look forward to seeing you when next you choose to travel. If you're visiting Melbourne, we hope you enjoy your stay, and of course, to those returning, welcome home.
And so that was the Qantas experience, and let me know what you thought of Qantas's A330 business class in the comments below. Stick around as we'll be going on board Virgin very soon.
Morning, it's early morning on the day after arrival into Melbourne. It's now time to fly Virgin Australia back across to Perth. And there it is, my Airbus A330 for today's flight across to Perth. It's been parked there overnight, so at least we know the plane is ready. So let's go across and get on board VA679 across to Perth and enjoy the business class service on board Virgin. Let's go.
Board Virgin Australia. This is the business, Virgin Australia's best business class, which is shared on the A330s and also the 777 fleet. And you can see here also in a 1-to-1 configuration, so the window seats also have direct aisle access. This is the view from the seat, another very large screen there in front of you with a tray table just in front of the screen, and welcome drinks had been served. Virgin also operate with a breakfast menu, and so you can see the menu here. You get a choice of the full menu, which is on one side of the menu options here. Takes you through the starters, the mains, coffee and tea as well. Or you can go for an express service if you prefer to just get a quick breakfast and then spend the time either working or sleeping. So you can let the flight attendants know when you embark on the aircraft which one you're looking for, full breakfast or an express service. Looking out the seat, there's a panel here that lifts up where the remote for the TV is stored. It's also a touch screen, but because the screen is quite far away from the seat, you might find yourself wanting to use the remote on this particular aircraft. Interestingly, hidden under that little panel there, there's another space here where there's the headphone jack as well as a USB and a universal charger, universal plug, which you can use to charge your devices. And then there's also a little storage spot here, which is apparently for iPads, but I couldn't fit my iPad into that particular space, so maybe it's for Galaxy tablets instead. Up here there is some reading material as well as the emergency card and a reading light which sits just by your head there if you'd like to read. The in-flight entertainment system again is very responsive. There's plenty to keep you entertained during the flight, and there's a selection of movies as well as TV, documentaries, and some hand-picked items that are specific to Virgin Australia. If If you're looking for your headphones, they're in the armrest. You just press the button, the armrest opens up in a little pouch there. And these are of very high quality. They have the sound cancelling ability that's enabled in them by having that extra port for the electricity to run through and reduce the sound effect.
If you plan to sleep, please fasten your seatbelt over the blankets. In business, your seatbelt is fitted with an airbag to make sure the back is secure.
As soon as we were airborne, there was a hot towel service. There was also another hot towel handed out as we made our descent. And the crew came around and offered good morning drinks in addition to the welcome drink that we'd had on the ground, and I went for a coffee. And this comes as an espresso coffee. So not too far into the flight, breakfast started to be served, and this is the table all nicely set up. They first came around with the bakery options, including this fruit brioche, and there's also the very cool salt and pepper shakers there in the shape of a Sydney Opera House. The starters also included yogurt and muesli, and for the main on this particular flight, I went with the crumpet with strawberries. And that's mainly because the egg option came with bacon, and I don't eat bacon, as anybody who has watched my videos before probably already knows. So a little bit of a difference in the meal choices between Qantas and Virgin, but the food on both carriers was excellent, and this was very tasty. Now, to keep things fair in this comparison, we checked out also the Virgin Australia bathrooms. The Virgin A330 has 2 bathrooms for business class passengers, one at the front and one at the back of the business class cabin. This is a bit of a closer look of those noise cancelling headphones. As I mentioned, Virgin has that 3-prong headphone jack there, which helps reduce the sound. You'll also see here that a snack was brought around about half an hour before we made our descent into Perth.
welcome to Perth Airport with local time just gone 9:15. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened.
So thanks so much for joining me for this Qantas Virgin comparison on my flight to and from Melbourne. Let me know which one you preferred in the comments below. As you can see, the service quality on both aircraft was very high, and so it's difficult to choose which one is the better of the two carriers, but let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I hope to see you on board.